Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Monday Lunchtime Digest. My name is Hayley, and I'm with the Oklahoma Counseling Institute. We won't have Micah joining us today. Hopefully, he can join us next week. But don't worry, I probably have enough to talk about for 2 or maybe even 3 people today. So let's get started. So, first of all, let's talk about what's going on in the world of mental health. And so there's an article posted by NPR that stated that the Trump administration has recently laid off about 100 to 125 SAMHSA employees. And so SAMHSA is the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. It's a federal organization, and they're not really sure how many folks have been laid off. SAMHSA was not given the opportunity to disclose much information about the layoffs, but according to sources, they estimate between 100 and 125 folks have been laid off. And so, as you all might know, SAMHSA is a mental health organization that oversees the 988 crisis hotline. They also provide grants and fundings for mental health organizations and research. They provide trainings and resources for evidence-based interventions for mental health, and do a lot of advocacy for our community members who are unhoused. And so SAMHSA provides a lot of support to those of us who work in the mental health community, as well as those who experience mental health or substance abuse issues. And so these cuts are really hurtful, not only nationwide, but in Oklahoma itself. As we know, there have been a lot of cuts from ODMH funding for places here in Oklahoma. I know that OCARDA, Parents Helping Parents, and many other organizations that provide substance abuse or mental health services have been facing cuts over the last month or so. And so it's beginning to really affect not only how services are rendered, but also individuals' mental health and recovery goals. There's an article posted by Fox 25 where they interviewed executives from the Thunderbird Clubhouse in Norman, as well as OCARDA and a couple other organizations that provide resources or help to find resources for folks experiencing mental health and substance abuse services. And those executives have said, not only are more people seeking services for mental health or substance abuse support nowadays, but there are fewer resources to connect them to because so many folks have lost funding. And so I think that this is an important reminder for us who are working in mental health, not only of the role that we serve in helping folks, but also our duty to advocate to our lawmakers or to our legislative branch that, hey, these organizations need funding. These organizations need support. It's our time to call our legislators and to reach out to those who are in charge of dispersing funds and whatnot to let them know, say, hey, these folks, our Oklahomans are struggling. It's not just about our jobs. This is really affecting the mental health and well-being of Oklahomans. And if we don't have support for these organizations, that folks are really going to struggle. As we know, mental health and substance abuse concerns typically increase as the end of the year draws near. And so it is time for us to reach out and to see what we can do to get that funding. And so in the world of mental health right now, I know it seems a bit bleak at times, but we have to remember that there's power in numbers. And if we let our lawmakers know that, hey, this is a problem that needs to be solved, hopefully that will encourage them to solve it. I know that ODMH is requesting more funding for the next fiscal year. And so hopefully with that more funding, they'd be able to reinstate some of those contracts. And so it's time for our voices to be heard, my friends. And so that's what's going on in the world and the state of mental health this week. A few things are going on with OCI. First of all, we have a lot of upcoming trainings, my friends. And so starting on November 8th, Saturday, November 8th, we're going to have 2 live webinars. In the morning, we're going to have Dr. Iva Graywolf doing a presentation called Opening the Bentwood Box, Cultural Considerations for Serving American Indian and Alaskan Native Clients. In the afternoon, we'll have our good friend Dr. David Pfaff, doing a 3-hour presentation on applying ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy, for substance abuse treatment. And so the morning presentation will be approved for 3 hours of strength-based CEUs or general CEs, and the afternoon will be approved for 3 hours of addiction counseling specific CEs. And on top of all that, we have our winter webinar weekend coming up the first weekend of December. And so this is one of my favorite events of the year. It'll take place between Thursday, December 4th through Saturday, December 6th. And in those 3 days, we're going to have 5 speakers. We're going to have 6 different breakout sessions. We're going to have 18 hours of evidence-based CEs. We're going to offer 3 hours of ethics, 3 hours of supervision, lots of strength-based, addictions counseling specific, general CEs, and much more. And so if you're interested in checking out the full description of all of those upcoming trainings, you can go to counselinginstitute.org and click on our events tab to see all of them lined out there. But also, if you are a member of OCI and you're interested in attending the whole weekend, so as you all know, if you're a member of OCI, we often offer discounts for our in-person as well as on-demand trainings. And so professional members save $20 on all live webinars. So if you're a non-member, it's $55 to attend a 3-hour webinar. If you're a member, it is $35 to attend a live webinar. Well, we're offering a package nowadays for members who would like to attend the entire webinar weekend. If you'd like to buy the entire package, so that is all 18 hours of our winter webinar weekend workshops, you can save over $150 on registration by buying all at once. And so it will be, I believe, if I remember correctly, $178 to attend all 18 hours of live webinars, knock out your ethics, knock out your supervision, knock out that live requirement if it's necessary, and get lots of great training. Again, saving $150 or more on registration. And so if you'd like to sign up for an individual course, or if you're interested in signing up in the whole package, you can go to counselinginstitute.org. If you'd like to learn more, as always, you can send me an email, hello@edmondcounseling.com. Shoot me a text, 405-440-3034. Be happy to help you walk through registration or provide more information on membership. Because as always, our courses are open to anyone, but if you're a member, you save every day. And so on top of all that, at Edmond Counseling Professional Development, we have some great programs that we have started. And so as always, we offer counseling for children's, teens, and adults, both in person and virtually. We also offer a few other things. So you all might be familiar with our Smart Recovery services. And so we are the oldest running SMART group in Oklahoma. So Smart Recovery is an alternative to AA. It doesn't necessarily mean opposing. You can attend AA and Smart Recovery. But through Smart Recovery, Micah Perkins has been running that for well over a decade now, I believe. But it is substance abuse support for those experiencing any kind of addiction, and that takes place on Thursdays, both in person and virtually. We also offer Smart Friends and Family on Wednesdays, run by our very own Sarah Mears-Ivy. So Smart Friends and Family is Smart's answer to Al-Anon. Again, you can go to Al-Anon and you can go to Smart, or you can just go to one or the other, but it is another evidence-based protocol that is based off the CRAFT model that gives friends and family members, loved ones of those experiencing addiction, the tools that they need to set boundaries, support their loved ones, as well as take care of themselves. Through Edmond Counseling, we also offer career assessments. And so Micah is trained in a few evidence-based career assessment modalities. And so we do offer that service nowadays, as well as organizational trainings. And so if your organization is interested in learning more about wellness, about burnout prevention, we have 2 certified ODMH wellness coaches on staff, me included, as well as Micah. And so if your organization is interested in learning more about wellness or having some wellness classes, please reach out to us. Again, hello@edmondcounseling.com or 405-440-3034. And so, as always, we have a lot going on at Edmond Counseling Professional Development and OCI. If you'd like to learn more about these services, or if you'd like to be alerted about when we have new trainings, when we have new networking events, when we have new openings at our office, send me an email, hello@edmondcounseling.com, and let me know that you would like to be on our email blast. And so we send out email blasts typically once, maybe twice a week if we have a lot going on, but typically just once a week. We send folks an email just letting them know, hey, what's going on in the world of Edmond Counseling, OCI, and how can you get connected with services or some of our fun activities. And so that being said, part of what we like to do with our Monday Lunchtime Digest is let you know not only what's going on at OCI, but also let you know who wins our contest every week. And so, as you all know, every week we have a drawing to give away a free course through OCI. And our winner this week is Carrie Gatewood. So Carrie, send me an email, shoot me a text, let me know which course you would like from our on-demand catalog. And if you'd like to be like Carrie, you can do one of 3 or all 3 things. You can like this post, you can share this post, or you can answer today's question. Every time you do one of those 3 things, not only do you help us grow, you help us be seen by others, but you also get entered into a chance to win next week's prize. So that being said, our question for this week is, what is your favorite Halloween candy? I walked through Target yesterday and saw that the Halloween candy is starting to be picked bare. And so if you haven't got your Halloween candy, if you don't want to get your house TP'd or whatever the kids are into nowadays, you better go to Target, better go to Walmart and stock up soon, my friends. But tell me in the comments, what is your favorite Halloween candy? I know for me, I am a big Reese's Peanut Butter Cup fan, and I am really stoked because Reese's recently launched a vegan or plant-based line, and I am vegan, so I haven't had a chance to have Reese's Peanut Butter Cups in years until recently. And so I can now again say my favorite Halloween candy is Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. So tell me, my friends, what are your favorite Halloween candies? Tell me in the comments, like this post, share this post, and be entered into next week's drawing. But as always, my friends, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your support through watching our Monday Lunchtime Digest, through taking our trainings, through attending our Whimsical Wednesdays, and so much more. Every time you support us, you help us to continue to provide education and educational resources for others. And so we appreciate your support. We also appreciate being able to get to know you at our live events. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you next week. Have a great week.